You are entering E&C's Pod of Awesomeness.
Yeah, anytime, Jay.
He
Anytime.
does every week. Like,
and every week you just sit there. You just sit there with a stunned, stupid silence and a stupid look on your face. I can tell.
You can't tell that I look stupid.
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can, actually.
No, I can't.
I've seen you before. Of course I can.
Oh, man.
We got a big one. Actually, it's a very fun show this week.
Yeah,
because we're doing.
It worked out. It worked out good. So we got a pretty big guest lined up for next week, and it was supposed to be this week, but you living in the mountains and being fucking stupid, couldn't figure out how to connect your kit to the wireless or the wired internet service, also known in some circles as the Ethernet. So we left that said interviewee.
Just left him hanging, basically.
Just left him hanging, Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this.
And he deserves better. He deserves better.
But on a positive note, it gives one more week build up for that. Now we got your little hoser minds racing. Who could it be? We came up with a pretty cool concept to just do because we get lots of Q's, so we wanted to give you lots of A's, brother. So yeah, it actually turned into a pretty fun episode because we got a lot of cool questions from the hosers via the Twitter and an email. So it was fun, and also the Phoenix one. Beth Phoenix is going to join us and answer
the Phoenix one.
Yeah, so she's gonna join us, and she's gonna answer some questions too, which is kind of another spin on it. We're gonna hear Beth Phoenix answer some of the hosers' questions. So that's what we got.
And before we get to Beth joining us, Wrestle Kingdom happened. Yeah. Right after we recorded last week's show, so we didn't get to see it to be able to comment on it last week. And I've since, full disclosure, I've only been able to see Chris and Kenny's match.
Yeah, me too.
Because I want to get a chance to see them all, but if I was going to watch one, that was going to be the one I was going to watch because I feel, invested in both guys and everything. And just wanted to see where it was at and what everybody was talking about, because it was a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, and I heard good things about the show, so I'm definitely going to check out the entire show. Maybe I'll comment on the rest of it next week. But for this one, the only match I've seen, and it was a long match, so in its entirety, was the Jericho versus Omega match. And I thought it was a good match.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, from a personal standpoint, when I heard that it was going to be changed to a no DQ or a street fight or whatever it was, I was like, oh man, I don't know, because I'm kind of on the fence either way about it, because it's other than Chris jumping him, getting a little heat on him, it's the first time these guys have ever been in the ring together for a wrestling match, and it's one of those rare instances where it might be a long time before we see something like this, of this magnitude, happen again. So that fan side of me wanted to just see them in a wrestling match, regardless if it was Chris Jericho in 2017 or Chris Jericho from 2005 or Chris Jericho from 2001. It doesn't matter. I still wanted to see that match, the wrestling match. And Chris is good enough to know how to work around maybe the things that he can't do physically that he used to be able to do, but and getting reactions. And I think that, but I also get why they went the other way as well. And on the flip side of it, there was no other match like that on the card, so it also set it apart in that instance.
Yeah, I think, look, you got to look at it realistically. Chris is 47 years old.
Yeah.
The fact that he's doing what he's doing at 47 years old is amazing, but he's still 47 years old.
Yeah.
So at some point, your body does not want to do things that your mind, even though your mind is in the best wrestling shape it's ever been,
right?
Your body can't necessarily keep up with what it's trying to tell it. And you have Kenny Omega, who is at the supreme prime of his career.
Yeah.
So, a straight up wrestling match, it would have been good. Don't get me wrong. It would have, because like you said, Chris and Kenny would have figured out how to do it. However, I get doing it the way they did, because you are only going to get this match once. So you're not going to get let's have a straight up wrestling match and then build to a no DQ match. It's not going to happen. I think this is a one and done deal between them.
Yeah.
So you jump right to what is the blow-off match, you know? I don't think if it's a straight wrestling match and you want to build to another one, which is no DQ, you have Chris go over and then you build it. You don't do that. That's not this instance.
Yeah.
I also think, like Sean and Hunter at SummerSlam was at 02, I think you have this type of match because you don't know after breaks and layoffs as much as Chris has proven that he can do it. And it's still, there's breaks and layoffs. So there's going to be a little bit of rust to knock off. So I think this protected that. And I think it was,
I also think
it was a good way to do it. And like you said, nobody else in the card did it.
And I also think, too, that you can't go in the direction at this point of having the first meeting have Jericho win. Because then no matter what happens after that, I think you derail some of the steam that Omega has built up especially over this past year. And I think that Chris probably realized that too. And, obviously wanted to help him out and did everything he could. And he did. And, I think that they, especially when they got in there and I think they worked enough around it so it wasn't just completely just gimmicks and weapons and hitting each other. Like they worked around and did enough wrestling in it and some reversals and some cool different things that there was times where you almost forgot that it was a gimmick match, you know?
Yeah. To that point, the only thing I was confused on is, Chris had the walls on at one point and they did like the rope and the ref tried to break it and he said, wait, it's an ODQ, I'm not breaking it. And then later on it was used to break up the one wing angel.
Yeah.
So you got to keep the ropes. Either they don't come into play at all and it's an ODQ, so ropes don't work, or ropes work every time. Because if they work at the beginning of the match, why don't they work at the end?
Yeah, well, is it different? Yeah, I guess you have to establish that, right?
Vice versa. Yeah. It was established in the beginning that with the walls, it didn't break the hold, because it's no DQ.
Okay, yeah.
But yet, when Chris got hit with the one wing angel, because nobody's ever kicked out of it, and I'm sure the mindset being wanting to protect that move,
right?
Chris held the ropes, which stopped the pin.
Right. Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
That's, a couple things like that, but that's because, and I'm guessing Chris probably, maybe just said, fuck it, it'll be a good reaction. Oh, hey, I love Don Callis's catch, no catch. I don't know if he was supposed to catch him, but he didn't.
No.
So I don't know if Kenny just flew like a mouth and, Don was just residual damage, but it was a fun match. It was cool to see. More than anything, it got people talking. There was a great buzz about it. It truly did feel like one generation that you wouldn't necessarily think could happen working the next generation. It was kind of like a Flair working Sean or that kind of vibe to it, where there's like a 20-year gap there. And sometimes you don't know whether that's ever going to be able to happen. So I thought that was very cool. Chris is a master at, being able to manipulate the current social media climate to be able to make things happen and surprise people and reinvent themselves. And
even on that end, you think it's one and done, and the next night he shows back up and attacks. Was it Naito?
Yeah. So, it's fun, that there's another company that's doing some really cool things and putting some kind of some friction in the air, which is cool. It's fun. Good to see.
Hey.
Oh, there's Isla.
Hey.
Who is that?
Who is that? I don't know.
It's Uncle Joe.
Hi.
Can we watch it?
Oh, she's trying to take the headset off. Hey.
Oh, take it from Dad. You'll do better.
Minutes. Yeah. Hey, can you say bye-bye to Uncle Dow?
Bye-bye, Uncle Joe.
Okay.
Bye, Isla. Say bye to Grinchy, too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, crazy girl. Bye-bye. So, sorry about that.
No problem. Little run-in from Isla. I've had the occasional run-in from Lyric, so it's all good.
Well, and she also calls you Uncle Dow, just so we should preface that. Yeah, I don't know why. That was something that she started when she was could first start to talk, and she's just carried it over to now. So,
Uncle Dow.
Uncle Dow. So,
Uncle Dow.
Yeah, but
we will watch the rest of Wrestle Kingdom. We will comment on it eventually. And without further ado, also, we didn't really talk about Kenny. Kenny's awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we made that very Chris-centric.
Yeah.
The thing that you don't want to get lost out of there is that Kenny Omega is, man, he's in his prime, and just he's good.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, and it's like I actually, and this is the honest truth. So I started to watch this match and I turned it off about 10 minutes in, and then I waited a couple days and I rewatched it because the first time I started watching it, Kenny's so good. I started to think of spots and things that I could do with him in a match. And I'm still wrestling. And I was like, well, I could do this with him here, and I could do this and this and this and boom, boom, boom. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, I'm trying to watch this match, and I wasn't even paying attention to the match because I was thinking of things that I could do with him. That's how good he is. That I can picture myself having tearing it up and having an amazing match with this guy. So I had to turn it off and just kind of clear my head, and then come back and watch it a couple days later and just actually watch the match. So that's a testament to how good he is. That
Yeah, I can't lie. I've thought the same thing watching him and AJ. Are kind of the two guys, and Reigns, because I really think Reigns is another guy that I see and I go, oh man, if this is anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to my better half, and we'll see what she had to say in her experience this week at the Smackdown, doing a little bit of commentary.
All right, so we get the Q's
and
and the A's.
From there we'll get deep into our sack and we'll answer some questions.
Sacagawea. Here we go.
So we took credit for rocket strapping you because, I mean, I knew that you were going to be doing the commentary, but nobody else did. So we claimed the reason you got it was because you're on our show.
Thank you. That's very nice of you that you guys just claimed that. I appreciate that. That's nice.
Would you concur with the rocket strap bitch?
I mean,
concur, deny.
Yeah.
If you're going to go ahead and say that I had nothing to do with my own positioning in this role,
I mean,
I would probably disagree. But I mean, I'm sure it didn't hurt that, I got to be graced. I had the opportunity to be on the Edge and Christian podcast, which propelled me into greatness from that point.
And let's face it. I mean, if you're on with us, you're going to automatically sound better and more intelligent. So that might have something to do with the fact that, like, hey, wow, she's got it together. Maybe you really don't, but just in comparison to us, you do.
Right. You just got to set that bar really low so that you don't have to jump high over it, to look athletic.
Even if you hit the hurdle and stumble a bit, it doesn't matter because we're like down in the gutter.
Right. It's like how I used to throw drop kicks, like really, really bad all the time. But once in a while, if I hit someone in the knees, it was like an improvement. It's like, whoa, look at the ups on Beth.
And then you just claim you're working the knee, sister.
Yeah, that's right. Bret Hart style.
So you are fresh back from doing some commentary, a little run through for the old mixed match challenge.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm fresh right now. I feel a little rumpled and disheveled after my first travel day back in 5 years.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Where I got back to SmackDown, and everybody's like, just with their high energy levels and stuff, and I'm like, how do you guys do this every day? Did I ever do this? It was a little bit eye opening to get back into the swing of things and like pretend I'm a world traveler again.
Yeah.
So, but it was really, really fun. It was nice to be back and see everybody and feel like the rookie again.
Yeah. How was the, so did you went there to kind of, I guess I don't know what I can say and what I can't say. I mean, I guess it's that bad we can always just edit it, but how did your, you obviously tested out to kind of get the feel of commentary. How would you assess what you did, last night?
Yeah, well, I feel like, with every commentary team, there's got to be chemistry involved, just like with a wrestling match, like some folks mix and jive better with others. And so I think that little get together that we had yesterday was an opportunity for me to kind of gel and jive with Michael Cole and Corey. And, I know both of them for a long time. I've known Corey since, I would say, early 2000s when we were both on the independents. And, Michael Cole was such a big part in my career and, called so many of my matches and was a friend backstage. So I felt pretty comfortable with them. And as nervous as I am about this new role, it made me feel a little bit better to kind of like sit in it and sit with it a little bit and understand that I'm not going to be Jim Ross. I hate to say it, but the bar is low for me right now. So that's a good thing because I feel like I have a lot to prove in that role and I want to learn and I want to do well at a different role in the company. And it was really strange.
The bar is low only because I think there's only like a handful of women who have even done it. So it's not a matter of, it's just it hasn't been done. So, you have carte blanche, basically. You have an open canvas. So you can paint a Gordon Soley-esque Van Gogh.
Well, see, now you're just laying the pressure on now. Now I can't handle that. I need to take it one step at a time. And, like this Gordon Soley business, that's setting the bar a little bit.
All right. Well, then Larry Zbyszko-esque.
Oh, mean. Mean to Larry.
Well, I mean, come on. You heard of my commentary back in the Nitro days. It wasn't the greatest thing ever.
Well, we all have our talents. Let's put it that way.
Larry Land. So here's what we kind of had on tap for you. I know you're tired. I know you're coming off of, trying this commentary thing, traveling, being a mom, being in school, because you needed more to do. We decided to have you on the show. Do a quick little Q&A. Are you up for it?
Yeah, I just got so, tired of sleeping all the time that I'm like, let's just give up those 3 hours that I have. I'm like, I don't need it anyways. Shoot.
It's overrated. Vince never sleeps. He's your boss. So, get used to it.
I know. Talk about setting the bar high.
So the first one I saw is, what is your side of the story of the truck sliding down the mountain that we mentioned on last week's pod?
Oh, gosh. The infamous, what was that, 2015?
Yeah, I think
was it 2015? A couple years ago? Wow. Yeah, I don't even know what year it is now. 2018. God, time's flying. Okay, so my side of the story is myself and Jay's wife, Denise, were inside with the little ones as the men went out to handle business on the icy mountain.
Yeah.
And we are a little bit nervous, and in them entering the conditions, and we peer out the window to see the truck sliding ever so slowly down this treacherous fall, perhaps plunging our two loved ones to their death below. And we have two little ones inside, so we're like, oh God, one of us stays inside while one goes outside. And as we both try to dart out the door to provide assistance, which I don't even know, what would we do? Grab the truck? Yeah. I mean, maybe that was my plan, to grab the bumper of the truck and just plunge with you. I don't know. But so we go out there, we assess the situation. We see neither of you died, so that was good. And Denise stayed inside with the babies. And then I charged back inside and I'm like, salt will do the trick. So on this 4-inch thick ice, we go into every cupboard and cabinet and collect every tiny salt shaker, kosher turkey brine salt that I had, and collect every granule of any sort of salt in the house.
Cinnamon, whatever else.
Seasoning.
Yeah, and basically
Mrs. Dash.
Well, you couldn't use Mrs. Dash because it doesn't have salt in it.
It's salt.
It's granules. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
When you're counting your macros, you should know that, Adam. Just saying.
I don't count anything but the donuts in my face.
That is not true. You are very high maintenance with your diet, and you know that.
So back to the story of granules.
So the granules, which maybe amounted to 4 handfuls of salt, I might add, we hand to you guys, who are then carefully removing yourselves from the truck. And I'm just picturing like this is a scene out of a movie where it's like teetering on one tiny branch ready to crack. And you run back out and you guys grab the salt and start collecting it. And the funniest part of this whole scene was I just remember you and Jay with like, it wasn't like, dumping these big, vats of salt like you would normally do. It was like these teeny salt shakers. And you guys are just like shaking the little salt, like right, just in desperation, just trying to do like whatever we could do to like get this truck from plunging.
We needed Mr. Fuji.
Yeah.
That's Mr. Fuji's. That
just pulling his bag of salt out, just throwing it down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not the salt, not the salt from your show, your TV show.
Not the racist salt. No. Just regular table salt. Yeah.
Just
throwing it in Steamboat's face, and Steamboat just for no reason whatsoever, and his gi shows up. Yeah.
Then he could have used the flames to help burn the ice away.
Whoa! Wow.
Yeah. I just blew your mind.
I think we got
it. You see how funny it is? Me on no sleep and jacked up on coffee. Like, I'm very strange right now.
Well, that's okay. I'm hopped up on Afrin and yerba mate. So, who knows? That might be the ingredients to meth. For all I know, I'm not a drug guy, so I don't know. But I could be just rolling on meth right now. For all I know, yerba mate, yerba mate and Afrin. Anybody out there is a chemist and knows? I don't know. I've never done it. I don't know. I'm just throwing out all the terms that I know. Brother.
Well, somewhere out there is a high school chemistry teacher listening to this pod, and you may be setting off something that you're not going to be happy about.
Yeah, he might tell me that or she might tell me that I'm ingesting two things that I shouldn't ingest at the same time. But I had to get some energy up because of the sinus infection for the show. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one, Bird. Here's a question from Jakenheimer. Jakenheimer from Jackenheimer. Should the Women's Royal Rumble match go on last?
It's a good one.
Should it go on last? You're asking my opinion?
Yeah.
No, Jackenheimer is. Oh,
yes. Well, I'm saying the question is asking me, my question. My opinion would be absolutely yes. I think it's been touted as like the attraction of this pay-per-view, and it's history making, and I think absolutely put it last. I would hope that it would be, but there's a whole lot of millions of factors, as we all know, that kind of go into that decision. But I think it would be great. I think it would be very satisfactory for everybody involved. That's producing this and the fans that have wanted this and just, like this event to go on last. I think that would be very like a good satisfactory, like kind of like tie this history making moment up with a bow.
Yeah. I think if you want to make it, like you said, monumental, I think that it would solidify it right away as that, it's of the meaning of this first Women's Royal Rumble match. And I think the best way of doing that would be to put it on last, whether they do or not. That's another story.
Yeah, and like I said, like there's a lot of things that go into play, like production notes and timing, and like there's tons of stuff that go into, and also like from a logistical standpoint, I know from being a female in the business, you got to get 30 girls ready for a match. Yeah. That is a team of makeup artists and hair and costumes and. Like, for the guys, I don't know what your get ready process is. I know sometimes it would take Adam like 3 to 4 hours to get the chest hair in line.
You know what I did? I just did some wall push-ups and then flexed my triceps a couple times.
Worked the band,
That was the advantage of having passable physiques was that you didn't really have to do much prep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I went through some phases where there was nothing passable about my physique, but
you're getting that heel bad physique heat, brother.
That's right. I was going for the pale bag of yogurt physique heat. Okay. Next
you know what?
question.
I'm going to go out on a limb and call us Team Self-Esteem. I think that's what the three of us in one location. I think.
Yeah,
I would call us Team Self-Esteem right at this moment.
When Christian is finally, tragically, belatedly put into the Hall of Fame. Should he be inducted by Los Conquistador Uno or Los Conquistador Dos?
Well,
young Beth Glamazon Phoenix.
That's for Beth. Okay.
Yeah, these are all for her, man. This is our Q&A's later.
Oh, I thought we were going to mix them all in.
Specific.
I thought we were all mixing them all in.
Is that where? I don't know.
Now I'm making Hall of Famer decisions.
Well, she's got to go. If the girls wake up, so I got a bunch of questions for ours. So this is purely for her.
Well, we can kind of mix and match them in. I think we got some time. Anyways, yeah. Well, don't be afraid, also, Beth, because I'm on here to say that if you don't think I'm going to get in, you can just say that too.
No, actually, last year, Adam can attest to this too. When I got my dress for Hall of Fame, it was a pricey dress, more than I'm used to spending on any one item of clothing. And then I got a second dress, that I ended up, I bought it for WrestleMania, but I bought a dress that I could wear again because, again, it was an expensive dress because I planned to wear it for your Hall of Fame because that was my legitimate feeling. I, honest to God, just ask Adam. I said that too. I was like, well, I can wear this one again because it's pretty basic, and I can wear it for Jay's Hall of Fame. So I know it's just a matter of time.
And then I said, well, I'm on the committee, and I always veto that shit. I'm like, ain't no way that happening. The committee, it's like the grand, we're all like the Royal Order of Water Buffaloes with our buffalo helmets on, and we just sit there and with the gavel down. Yeah. Christian? No. Pow.
The guy doesn't even have his own DVD.
And I'm going to say Conquistador Dos, because I would like to see him try and induct Christian.
Yeah,
for those of you who know, you'll be like, "What the?" Yeah,
he was the more over. He was the more over the two.
Well played. Okay, so this one is very interesting. I really do want to get this. This is from Mass F. At Mass F, but he's wearing a Maple Leafs cap, so I'm digging him. At any point in her career, has Beth ever thought about transitioning to the MMA? Ooh. I put in the in front.
MMA.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You guys only know that I played a tough person on TV, that I'm actually the most feeble, fragile person in real life. And I would probably get annihilated in 3 seconds if I were in an MMA ring.
Well, without training, but I think the question is transitioning. In other words, would you, if, let's just say, back when you first started pro wrestling, if MMA were at the level that it's at now, and you coming from amateur wrestling in high school, would that have been an option for you then?
Well, a funny story is, not really funny, just a factual story, I guess. Sorry, guys, I am so out of it right now. But when I, in high school, I joined the boys wrestling team because there was no girls wrestling. And then after I graduated, I continued doing club wrestling with USA Wrestling, doing tournaments and stuff because they did have a female division. And I was interested in it to the point where at that time, women's wrestling was just starting to have a few teams in the Midwest. And I looked into a couple of schools. I thought to myself, I'm told I'm good at this. I have kind of a natural instinct for it. And maybe I should cultivate that. Meanwhile, I'm still this ultimate pro wrestling fan, but I'm finding that this amateur style is, it's helpful for me, and I'm kind of good at it. And so I was researching on AOL on the modem. And, I came across Mount Morris had a female wrestling team, and I looked them up, and I'm like, these girls look like athletes, they're real, they're training like the men. It just kind of wasn't a thing at that point, to see these girls training and looking like wrestlers. And so I considered it, but it was going to be such a long move, and I was really young at the time. I was 17, so I was like, I just wasn't emotionally ready to make that decision. So instead, I pursued pro wrestling. I did a little bit more amateur wrestling while I was in college, but the MMA thing, I will say, it's been an organic thing. And in the beginning, it was this very barbaric, super, the strikes and stuff. And I got to say, I have a hard time watching the men, yes, but also watching the women with the strikes. I know it's super competitive, and I understand that killer instinct, but something about amateur wrestling was more palatable for me because it was like very strategic and combative, and it required a lot of strength and strategy. But the strikes in MMA are so sometimes gruesome that I don't think I would ever, I wouldn't want to get hit like that. I wouldn't get back up. It's just such a gruesome sport. And I totally have respect for the women that have the grit to do that sport, because it's amazing. But I don't know. The old Glamazon does not fare well.
Has a lot of strategy as well, but yeah, there's definitely killer instinct that goes along with that. So,
yeah,
there we go.
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna read a question this time.
I know when you're going for it, because it was the one I was going to read next, and I know exactly. Go for it. You go for it.
I think you're wrong. Okay, this one is from Stay Ready, and his Twitter handles something very long with a lot of numbers and stuff, so I can't read it. But he wants to know, Beth, what's the worst bump that you've taken?
Oh yeah, there's a couple, and they were both on my head. But I remember in OVW, I've told Adam this story before, because we've talked about bad bumps and falls. I'm sure you guys have both had them where it's like one of those, just like if it had been a hair to the left or a hair to the right, it could have ended very badly. And sometimes it's something you have no control over. Well, I was in OVW, and I was being put in this angle in main events where I was a manager for Aaron Stevens. And I had this big moment, and Paul Heyman was writing the show at the time. So it was like a lot of energy, and I was dying to have an opportunity. And I had a featured spot where I was supposed to be super kicked off the apron by Matt Capitelli, the big baby face at the time. And so I was up on the apron, and I was doing the manager thing, pointing or whatever. And then he turns to me to give me the super kick. And I'm thinking, I'm just going to take the best bump ever. I wanted everybody to see this and just really be impressed by this and see how bad I want this. And I went to take a bump on the apron, and I missed. I turned, pivoted from the super kick, went to take the apron, missed it, and basically did a moonsault and landed on my face. And my feet hit the back of my head. I don't know if you guys remember in the main event match that Trish and Lita had, when Lita did the dive through the ropes and landed on her face and kind of that really bad bump. It was identical, except for it wasn't on a dive. I just fell backwards and did a moonsault basically on my own face. And I landed, and because I had been really loose, I just kind of went with the bump, and I was okay. And I was falling on the ground. And I opened my one eye, and I see Mark Henry standing over me. And Mark had been in OVW rehabbing an injury and just kind of working off ring rust. And he came out from the back because he thought I broke my neck. And so he was standing over me and waving over medical to come look at me. And I was like, I'm fine. And then I thought I did something wrong and I screwed up or something, because that was, of course, where my first thought was. It wasn't like I could have died. My first thought was I did something wrong and messed up the show. So, priorities, right? And then, Mark, to his credit, was saw that was ugly and made sure that I was taken care of properly. And I ended up being fine, but it was just kind of one of those things where it's I learned that you only get so many close calls, and you really have to be smart and not put your own health at risk in order to, do something silly. Right, guys? Right? You never did anything like that.
If I might be talking to the wrong too on that. Well, I mean, we're always taking a risk anytime you're in there, but yeah, even more so with even sillier risks. Hey, so I'm going to throw this one out there and then one more out there, and they aren't really necessarily answers, but from Nick Has Fandom's serious question here. Don't believe that.
Okay.
What's Beth going to do when Christian slaps Edge's ass? He's going to slap that ass. Don't even need to answer. It's an ongoing thing. Don't worry about it. So here's one that I took a little bit of umbrage with from Michael Frash, and I've seen your avatar picture here, buddy. I don't know if you should be spouting this question out, but why would she settle for someone so less talented than herself?
Oh my God. Savage.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. You see?
Savage.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So Let's see.
Are these live questions coming in? Is that what's happening?
This is live. This is happening as we
right now.
speak. This is the way the show works, honey. Yeah.
One of us might, before this ends, one of us might cry on air. This is really intense. I didn't know Q&As are like this.
Oh, here's a good one. When marrying Edge, what exactly did it sink in that you'd also be adopting the Birdman? Oh, good times, good times.
That's kind of part of the package.
It sunk in
right?
when the minister said, "Do you, Beth, take them to be your lawfully wedded husband?" I was like, This is like legal and binding, isn't it?
Okay, here's an interesting one.
I know I'll always be second. It's fine.
From that dude Chris, who also has the name Mac Mittens, so I don't know if he's Chris or if he's Mac. Beth Phoenix, out of all the new crop of women in the division, who do you most wish you could get in the ring with?
Oh, I hate that question.
I know, but it's a good one.
Oh, I hate it. Oh,
No.
I mean...
Oh, you don't want to answer? Fine.
No,
plead the fifth, dodge the question. It's okay.
No. I'm here to answer the hard-hitting questions. I'm half delirious. This is the time to talk to me because I could say something crazy. I don't know, Charlotte. I guess I have like a top 5, but just Charlotte because I just love I love her confidence in herself. And I just love she has that, whatever her dad has, this I am the man, she is the woman, and I feel like that gives you so much as another character to play off of.
Some might say the flair.
The flair.
I actually have
That's the fake Edge laugh.
Yeah,
I have a good question here.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah. So this is from ICN Chief at David PB Ferguson. Who would you, Beth, pick as her partner in the mixed tag tournament?
Ooh, anybody from history? Only can it be anybody in the universe?
I would say anybody except your husband.
Thank you. See, you just saved me from a whole lot of drama. So. And Christian.
I know who it would be. I know who it would be, and I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to say Owen Hart.
Yeah, you got me there. You got me. I was going to say Owen.
That'd be cool.
And I'll tell you why. Because Owen always looked like he was having so much fun and I feel like the mixed match challenge, and this is a little plug for my show. I don't know if you noticed where I'm going here, but I feel like
I love that it's your show now, that quickly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, the mixed match challenge is my show.
Yeah, I know. It's yours.
I just adopted it. I just love the concept because, I did so many mixed tags over the years. And it was my favorite thing to do. It was so much fun. There's just interactions you can do in those situations, and the crowd can really relate because everybody's been in a relationship or everybody has, a significant other or somebody where, you get into, obviously we can speak on that, you just agree to disagree and you're put in a situation where you have to work together. And that's what I think is so cool about this tournament is you're going to get all kinds of neat, scenarios or whatever, but you want to be in there at the end of the day with somebody that's going to have fun with you and doesn't take themselves too seriously. And I think that's what I loved when I watched Owen, even as a fan. I'm like, he doesn't take but he doesn't take himself too seriously, and he allowed himself to have fun in there, and it always showed. And that's what I loved as a kid about watching Owen wrestle.
Well, now talking about the mixed match challenge some more, there was a question, I don't know who it is from, but what team are you most looking forward to out of the ones that have been announced? Because I don't think everybody's even been announced yet, but from what you've heard, which one are you like, okay, that's going to be fun to watch?
Yeah, you know what, there's a whole bunch, and I know I just said Charlotte, but I feel like Charlotte and Bobby Roode, I don't know if you guys have seen the pre-tapes, but they did a cute little pre-tape where they switched robes. And Bobby put on her robe, and they've been working on a name for their team, and one that I saw was the Robe Warriors.
The Robe Warriors is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That immediately puts them to the top of the heap for me.
Yeah.
Unless anybody can come up with some kind of, I'm going to get to work on some of these names. I got to come up with something. Yeah, there's got to be a rhythm and blues take. There's got to be a harfenation or there's got to be something there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Oh,
Well, I know, like,
we're already
I know-
working on it now,
I-
Birdman. Oh.
Well, hey,
Oh.
I was going to say, too, they announced Natalia and Nakamura as a team, so your dream of Japanese becoming an official style is actually happening.
Gosh, Team Japanese lives. Wow, nobody, like 4 people understand that reference, but I know TJ's listening, and he right now is nodding his head, being one of the masters of Japanese.
Yeah, you know it, TJ.
That's right.
Well, here's we've got another question. It's kind of for all of us. What are some TV shows / movies you guys are loving at the moment? From Frankie Segura at Frankie Segura
I like it.
24. Yeah.
I like it. Outside the box. It doesn't have to be about wrestling. The show can be about anything, folks. It can be about the bark on a tree. It can be about the clouds in the air. It can be about the sun shining down on your head. The yerba mate just kicked in with the Afrin.
I hear that.
Yeah.
The yerba.
Well, I could hear your sinus infection just leave you suddenly.
I still said a little plugged up, but so TV shows. Well, can I start? Because I love Fargo to me is one of my favorite shows. I absolutely love Fargo. That's the first one that jumps out. I'm not going to take yours, Beth, because I already know what you're going to say. Your favorite show.
Oh, I love Vikings.
I mean, I obviously am a little biased to loving me some Vikings. Thanks for the free plug, Bird. On Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. on History. What else? I watched Punisher. Man, it was super violent, as the Punisher should be, though. I really thought John Bernthal killed it. That dude is a beast. He is really, really good. Just finished watching the movie Wind River this week, and he just had a small part in it. But him, Jeremy Renner, everybody in that, Graham Greene is so good. Such a good movie, written by Taylor Sheridan, who also wrote Hell or High Water, and what was the first one? Damn it, it was really good. Anyway,
for me, I also have been enjoying watching you on Vikings. You've been doing a very good job so far. I just wish I could slap you in the ass in that Viking outfit. But other than that,
nothing like slapping wool.
Yeah. Well, my wife and I, our Friday night tradition is Dateline. We love the show Dateline, so we dubbed it Dateline and Wine instead of Netflix and Chill.
Nice.
Yeah, and speaking of Netflix, a show that we also like to watch and we're really hooked on right now is the show Luther on Netflix, which we really love.
Okay.
So
nice.
And actually, a movie I just watched, and I know it's been out for a while, but we watched Office Christmas Party, which I thought was really funny, and also because I love Jason Bateman. He's like my favorite actor right now. So.
That reminds me, if you love Jason Bateman, and if you haven't watched, very good show I just got hooked on, Ozark.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of them yet, but it's on my list for sure.
He's killing it. He's an absolute. So is Laura Linney, I think, is in it. She's amazing too. I mean, just everybody's spot on that show. Really good, well written, kind of a Breaking Bad type vibe to it, but set in the Ozarks, and those are the ones. That I'm really enjoying.
What about you,
Beth? Beth, here you go. Here's yours.
Yeah. Okay. So my number one most awesomest show in the whole universe that everyone should check out is Better Call Saul, which is a spinoff from Breaking Bad, which I kind of like better than Breaking Bad, to be honest with you. And that was probably my favorite show of all time. Bob Odenkirk is brilliant. It's just such a good storytelling, and anything Vince Gilligan does is like gold. He's amazing. And another one, which Adam and I watched together, and we both like, is just outstanding, and we really look forward to the next season, is Preacher. And we just marvel at it's like the cinematography is beautiful, the music, the characters are so well written, the story is wild and crazy, and it's all based on graphic novels, but it's just so cool. Such a cool show with a different take, and I think Seth Rogen's got that unique brand of comedy and horror, and like, I don't know, I don't even know how to categorize it. It's a really, really cool show.
And a great vision, because he's a sometime director and executive producer of the show too. But they just use some really cool graphics and some different, jumps that not a lot of shows I've ever seen. So that's a good one if you haven't seen it, Birdman.
And I also want to say this on the show Luther, and I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but the guy that plays Luther, Idris Elba, is an amazing actor as well. He's really, really good.
Oh, cool.
And
I'll put it on the
just so it's not-
DVR list.
Also, I got to throw out some Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I like to laugh. That's my favorite comedy, I think. So, there, good question.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Maybe one more for old Beth's game, and she can get back.
Yeah,
to
one more, and then
I'm trying to hog up too much.
I got a baby that's stirring, so we can do.
Oh, is she starting
one more?
to stir? Okay, one more. What is the best finisher to take from another person from Domo Knows? I don't know if best or favorite.
Is that
or
my
did you not
question?
want to take finishes because you just always wanted to go over?
I've never taken anyone else's finish. No, just
Or you just kicked out.
Yeah, I just kicked out on one. No, the most, actually, the finisher I probably took the most was the sunset flip. I'm not making that up, or the schoolboy. Let's see. You know what? I take a mean spear. Just saying. I did take a mean spear, and maybe that could be taken wrong. I'm sorry. Again,
That could be taken all sorts of ways, and I'm sure there's a bunch of weird pervs out there that are right now.
Especially since you were the master of the spear.
Yeah.
Adam?
So I probably should have thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Is it could have been taken a little.
And the finish was two
Mine's out of
kids.
the gutter.
Well, on that note,
So here's how interactive this pod situation is today, which is a little wild and crazy because I'm actually in the next room, and now I'm in the same room as Adam.
Well,
who's on a
and
headset.
now you can totally hear that you are, so you're throwing off our production value all over the
She
place.
just doesn't get technology. She obviously didn't
I'm
listen to
gonna-
last week's app.
I'm going to give you a farewell hug and kiss. And
That was from Shane, wasn't it? Was that from Shane?
welcome.
Did Shane tell you to do that?
love Shane
Oh,
McMahon.
he got audio mocked. Oh, that was the best. That was good stuff right there. That was all worth it.
A fucking traitor.
And you know what else I feel really upset about right now? I had nothing to do with that. I had no idea that was coming.
That son of a bitch.
I'm hot that I wasn't privy to this information, but I'm really happy with the outcome. That was great.
I'm texting that son of a bitch. I'm gonna get him back in Mania. I got the Mania mock, and that's.
I told you should have got him when he was on the stretcher. I told you.
Because he'd never. Oh, man, she got me good too. She got up like under the beard.
Oh, and she knows how deep that beard is too, so she knows where to go.
She knew exactly where to go. I hate you there, to Shane McMahon.
He's doing that cackle right now too. That
that ADD cackle.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Well, now moving on to our own Q&A.
And Mega Man, if you feel like jumping in and asking some questions on these questions, go ahead.
All right,
You're
I'll take
part
a
of the
look.
show.
It's been a hot show so far. I mean,
hot show.
We got an audio mock. Adam revealed himself as Walter White.
Yeah.
Making meth.
Cooking meth with my yerba mate and Afrin.
Yeah. I like where it's going.
Should we just jump into our Q&A, Jay? Because I am fully prepared. I did some due diligence. I put some work in. Well, you were off, combing your pubes. I was actually doing stuff and putting work toward the show because my Wi-Fi didn't work last night when we had our guest. Yeah. So I felt like it was my responsibility to try and bring something to the table. So I'm going to start.
And I felt it was my responsibility to let you do your due diligence for fucking up last night's show. So, which is why we're doing a Q&A today, because we'll get all into it next week. We have our guests, but that's the reason why we're doing a Q&A this week, because basically Adam fucked up. But that's a story.
I don't have fiber optic in the mountains. I think that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Is that right, Matt? I don't have fiber optic?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know this stuff, man. All right. Anyway, first question. At your old pal Merle, do you know if John Cena and HBK had legit heat during and after the WrestleMania match? I honestly don't know. I don't think so. I've never heard of them having heat. I think with guys like that, the only thing they would have is that professional kind of
Rivalry,
drive.
right? Yeah.
To one up each other. But I don't think it would ever be, knowing both of those guys, that it would be like legit heat at all. I think it would just be more of that competitive.
Trying to not only that, it's that drive that great performers have that bring people up to a different level, right?
And let's face it, at that point, Sean would be bringing John up to his level, and
in the ring,
Sean is always going to be bringing people like there's probably nobody at his level, so that would always be the case with those two. But John, that was another instance of him upping his game to another level, and I think because Sean brings that out in people, and that's arguably the best ever. At Xavier's Shield, would any of you guys ever grow your hair out again? I already did, man. Come on, Xavier's Shield, get your shit together.
Fuck no, I wouldn't. It's pain in the ass.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's
also from Xavier's Shield, though. Oh, okay. You're gonna.
No. I just to say, like when I was wrestling, I was worried about it becomes part of your identity, right? But then you realize at some point too that you need to change your identity and your look and freshen up. But like after I wrestled with short hair compared to with long hair, like I remember like having my hair stepped on and pulled, and then or sometimes you take a bump and you breathe in and all your hair goes down your throat and you start choking, and just how hard it was like in the shower to get the knots out after, and it seriously was a pain in the ass, and I don't miss it at all.
And you know who's the worst for pulling hair and like pulling you up and while you're working? Like, really, dude, you don't need to do that. Guess who?
Who?
You. Son of a fuck. You. I remember one night in Bangor, Maine, you pulled my hair so far and so hard to get me out of the ring. It's like I just would have gone.
Well,
you really didn't have to like rip it out of the scalp and then start hitting me with those ball peen hammers. Like it didn't need to be that way.
Well,
Could just say, hey, come on.
I was in a transition period.
It.
I was in a transition period. It wasn't pretty.
Yeah,
but it happened.
So damn unpretty. Also from Xavier's Shield, any predictions for matches at WrestleMania? This is a good one because I think I might have some.
Any predictions? True
for matches. You got any? Like if we're shaping this year's WrestleMania lineup, well, what do you think?
I think you have to.
Which, let's face it, since we rocket strap, we probably are shaping this right now.
I think. And I think we've talked about it before, and I think
pencils out.
And I think both guys have said they like this to happen. But AJ and Nakamura would be a great match, and it might also kind of light that fire that we've wanted to see from Nakamura at this point, or take him to that next level that we've all felt like he could get to. And AJ has just been killing it with everybody he's been in the ring with, so that could quite possibly be the thing that sets Nakamura to that next level that we saw him before in New Japan.
Well, and AJ, speaking back to HBK and pulling people up to his level, that's where AJ is right now.
Yeah.
Anybody who works AJ, they're working on a different level to keep up with him, but he's also pulling people up, to make it, to his level. And that's the key.
Yeah, the sign of a truly great worker in the business is having somebody that might not be on your level, having them work up to your level, not working down to theirs. That is the sign of a true, skilled, great worker.
Well, and you can always tell, for the people who, see, someone work, someone go, man, that guy looked great. Next week he didn't look, pardon me, next week he didn't look so great. Well, the guy that he worked last week, watch who he's working with this week, and I bet you that guy looks just as good as the previous, week.
Right.
Yeah, I would love to see those two work because I've seen what Nakamura can do, and I would love to see him be able to do it on that stage and prove that he can do it on that stage. Because I am a fan of the guy, and after that Sammy Nakamura match, when he first came in on that was a tough act to follow, and I think that match could do it. Now, will he get that chance? Because I don't feel like there's been any matches to that level since. I don't know. So I don't know if I can predict that as, a match at WrestleMania, but I sure would like to see it. I have, since we're being asked to, for predictions, I think it's a no-brainer. And as much as I've said, is he done? I don't know. Here's a scenario that I think could feasibly play out. But what if Undertaker, John Cena, double retirement match?
Yeah.
So you don't know what's going to happen. See, and here, you look at it this way. So we had John on the show. Pretty much let us know that at some point here in the future, he realizes, that it's time he's done everything that he possibly can for this company, right? They've both, in this calendar year, put over the heir apparent, Roman Reigns, clean, middle of the ring. So it's not like they wrestle, Taker retires, John puts somebody over after that to pay back the Taker win. They've both done it. They've both put him over clean in the middle of the ring. So that's already been done. What else do? You put those two together, to me, in a retirement match, and the idea being, hey, may the best man win, and two of the most celebrated careers in the history of the WWE go against each other at WrestleMania, and they both ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't know.
When you get between that, I mean, we're fantasy, we're rocket strap booking here, right?
Spitballing here.
So,
that's yeah. We're the strappers, man. That's what we do.
Yeah, I guess, and also, it depends also, who the winner of the Royal Rumble is for the main women's title match at Mania, right?
Yeah. Well, of course, the rumors are Rousey.
Right. I mean, can you imagine
Rousey,
the allure
right?
of a match like Charlotte versus Rousey, or Alexa Bliss versus Rousey? Can you imagine the
or let's say you have Asuka and Alexa Bliss on the Raw side, and on the SmackDown side you have Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. Now, if that could be the main event of WrestleMania right there, right? Is Charlotte and Rousey, except on a year where there's Undertaker and Cena possibly.
Yeah.
That's think about that. My God. But talk about a stacked card, man.
Right.
I think we're compiling one hell of a card here is what we're doing, Brett, man.
Yeah. And I think too, and just said, just kind of off the cuff stuff here, right? But if there was the women's Royal Rumble match went on last, and then let's just say there was somebody like a Rousey in the Royal Rumble and they won it, and that last image you want to be seen on the pay-per-view is the person that's going to main event WrestleMania, right? Then that's a pretty big deal. So
it is a big deal. It is a big deal, Bird. So let's just say, predictions. I don't even know if these are even feasible predictions, but I just mean in terms of what I think would be a cool card. Taker Cena, Charlotte Rousey, Asuka Bliss, Nakamura AJ, Brock Reigns, because I think that's just going to happen.
Yeah.
There's 5 matches right there, let alone
Strowman Kane. Do you do that? Because you have to have a good spot for a guy like Strowman at this point too, right?
You do, because he's really put in a good year. And I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you kind of see it with this triple threat coming up at Royal Rumble, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
and that was part of my deal with giving away Strowman and Brock on, kind of one-off pay-per-view, and Reigns and Cena on a one-off pay-per-view, which is another reason, because they gave Cena and Reigns away on a one-off pay-per-view, why I think that, that's not happening at Mania. What's the only bigger thing that could happen at Mania besides a Reigns-Cena match? Well, Cena and Taker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
No. We will see, but that would be a hell of a card.
Yeah.
At Jalix Murphy, why does Christian persevere with the fake laugh? And what's the worst situation he's ever used it in?
What do you mean, why do I persevere? I don't get what that means.
Why do you keep using it, man? Everybody can tell it's fake, it's phony.
I don't know,
you just do it when you're uncomfortable about something or when something pisses you off.
Well, I feel like it's part of my identity at this point. You know, I think people listening to this podcast won't feel like they've gotten everything they could out of it unless they hear me laugh at something that I don't really think is funny.
That was a legit laugh on my part, by the way. So,
yeah, okay. So I have where is it?
I got one already at RKO's Queen V. If you were a team in the WWE today, which teams, plural, would you be looking forward to wrestling the most? I think we've kind of answered this, but I have no problem putting these teams over again. Usos, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, just...
You're out of breath. Take a breath, man. Take a breath. You walk...
Well, I can't breathe through my nose. I can't breathe through my nose. That's my problem right now.
Grab another yerba.
The yerba and the Afrin might be an unsafe combination, I'm realizing now, by the rate of my heart. Let's see what my heart rate is right now. Let's just check this out and make sure. Today, it's at 82. All right. My resting is 56 though, so I feel okay.
What's your
also just got
face at?
Resting bitch face. What does that even mean?
That's something kids are saying these days, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah, that's really hot. It's hot in the streets.
Complete deadpan. That's really hot. By the way, I just got a text back from Shane. That's OMG, I love this message. So funny. V is for victory as well as Viking mock. You don't see that. You didn't see that one coming. Son of a... Oh, I'm getting him at Mania, though. Yeah, let's face it. He's going to be on a stretcher at Mania this year, too. It's a yearly tradition now, so I'm going to get him. Okay. Usos, without a doubt, just so on point. They're just so good, man. I can't put them over enough. The Revival, because right now I would love to work them and just get them in the slot they deserve to be after, a few hard injuries. And I know with them, oh God, we just would have torn it down. Gable and Benjamin, man, I'm really enjoying their stuff too. They are such a cool chemistry, cool team.
I mean, even think about honestly. I mean, we were pretty fucking awesome, right? I mean, we could have. You look at the landscape.
who we would have a killer match with? The Bar.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say that, and I was also going to say the Bludgeon Brothers, with the dynamic of the two big guys against us. We would have sold our asses off for them, and they're both big guys that can bump and can move. So I mean, we would have had a great match with those guys too, I think,
and we'd be the first to beat them.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Right? And make them bump all over the place.
Yeah. And we know that you'd be getting...
Seriously.
You'd be getting the pin in that one for sure.
Well, yeah, because, because I'm 6'4" and you're 6'1", so that's why.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned them, and I keep remembering after the fact to mention the Bludgeon Brothers, because I love them as the Wyatts, but man, I really... the music, that one chord change, the hammers, the mask, the outfits, the kind of the ox blood red, and I mean, I've always been a huge Rowan too, but Luke Harper to me, the most underrated guy in the company, and I hate the term underrated, but underutilized, whatever. I think Luke Harper is so good.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that team get back where they deserve to be.
Rocket strap.
You think so? You don't think they're already on their way?
Well, just a mere mention. I mean, they were on their way, but we just kind of give it a little push, bump them up a little higher, or a little faster, so to speak.
Yeah, so, give them some of that rocket fuel, some of that yerba mate and Afrin.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah. So I would think them, and even New Day. I mean, we would have a great match with any of the guys in New Day too. I mean, honestly, this is what's exciting about it is, and we've said it before, when tag wrestling is done right, it's super exciting, and it's hard to top the excitement of a good tag match. And right now, the tag division is the best it's been in years, and that's really cool.
The New Day almost gets forgotten about because they've now been the mainstay and kind of the bedrock for the division for so long,
Well,
along
you
with
think
the
about
Usos. But the Usos have completely revamped it and reswitched it, which I'm sure the New Day will do at some point here soon.
We think about the fun we had with those guys when we were just doing, the couple pre-tapes that we did with them when we were at not pre-tapes, it was live shot that we did with them backstage.
When Big E ate the kazoo.
Yeah.
When he tried.
And then when we did the stuff on the Edge and Christian show on the network, the stuff we did with them and the fun we had with those guys and the laughs that we had, like the chemistry we had, you think even more in the ring, the fun we would have with those guys promo wise or backstage wise or whatever, the entertainment value that would bring on top of it would be pretty cool too.
Hey, and all I'm going to say as a Survivor Series team of the New Day and E&C would have made for some entertaining pre-tapes.
Are they just talking WWE tag teams? Are they talking like worldwide?
They're
tour going every promotion, brother.
I guess we're talking every promotion, but I also want to say maybe we could do some stuff with the Hardy Boys. I'm just throwing that out there. That maybe we would have maybe had a good match with them.
Yeah.
Do you want to mention some teams from around the way?
Sure. I mean, we would have had a great match with Kazarian and Daniels.
Yeah, or them Young Bucks.
Yeah. The Young Bucks versus the Old Fox. We've already talked about that.
Yeah, we have talked about that.
Yeah.
You know who we would have a fun match with? I believe I got this right. Is the War Machine?
Warbeard thing? Is that what they're called?
The War Machines. They were the War Machines, I think. In New Japan. Really, really cool. I've only caught a few of their matches, but man, it's kind of Bludgeon Brother. Well, I guess they were around before the Bludgeon Brothers. So, it really, or maybe Masters of War. No, I think that's the Tongans. That's Haku's son.
I think you're right. I think it's War Machine. I think that's
War
what it
Machine,
is.
right?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Really cool. They're big dudes. They can move. I think that would be fun. I also think that we could have a really fun match with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a fun match as well if we're looking down in the NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it covers a lot of ground right there.
Covered some ground there.
From Jordan Crowley, I'm jumping in right before you even have a chance, Bert. I'm forcing you to be on your toes, right on your little tippy toes, right on your hairy little tippy toes. Jordan Crowley.
Wait. Let me ask this one first. At DD Carlin 1972, David Carlin wants to know, when will there be a "Come On You Fucking Marks" T-shirt that I can buy? Well, if there's enough demand for it, we'll get it out there. And, just let people at ProWrestlingTees.com, let them know what you want, brother. And we'll, or let us know and we'll get the message to them. And until then, check out the t-shirts we got right now on Pro Wrestling Tees, brother.
Oh, sweet segue there. I also think there needs to be an Eat the Shit Beard t-shirt.
Yeah.
That needs to happen. At Jordan Crowley, Mr. Crowley, gong, gong, gong. On the Hardy's table for three, they tell a story about Christian getting burst open at the Funkin' Dojo by Dory Funk when he was trying to demonstrate a safe working punch. Can we hear the story? I have never heard this. This
is great. So we're at the Funkin' Dojo, and Dory Funk, who's amazing, and a huge fan of growing up, and when I met him, was a better person, which is always cool when you meet guys that you grew up
very quiet, watching. Understated.
Yep,
just a nice, classy man. Yeah,
and without the nice things that he had said about me, I think coming out of that dojo, I don't know if I would have had my opportunity, but his the words that he said and the way that he had talked about me definitely helped me in my career with WWE and going from the Funkin' Dojo onto the WWE main roster. So, but he, like I said, he took a liking to me, and whenever he would demonstrate things, he always kind of picked me out to help demonstrate, which was kind of cool for me, right? So on this particular day, he was showing the proper way to throw an uppercut. And he grabbed me, bent me over, and then he was saying that was safe uppercut, right? And it might have been part me wanting to make it look really good because I think I leaned into it as he was throwing it up. But anyway, just caught the bottom of my chin and my teeth went into my lip and my face started like gushing with blood. So I was standing kind of behind the class, and like I said, I moved into it, so it's probably my fault. So I leaned into it to try to make it look really crisp and get that pop, and I was like, oh, it's going to look awesome. Boom. So he turned around and kept talking to the class, and you need to be, safe with it, and, you want to get that pop, and you want to be solid, but you need to be safe. You're trying to protect the guy. Meanwhile, I'm standing behind him, and I didn't know what to do, and my face is just gushing with blood from my lips, and everyone's kind of like staring bug-eyed, and then he's talking, and all of a sudden he turns around and he kind of shockingly goes, oh, well, maybe that one was a little bit stiff, but you guys get the idea. It's very funny.
Here's a lesson. Don't do it like that.
Yeah. So that was kind of the story behind it, but it was pretty funny.
I did not know that. That's really funny.
Yeah.
At J Shuffle 1987, I want to know both of your best opponent and matches you have both been in and reasons why, and would you consider one more match if offered a chance? Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to answer the one more match thing because as much as I say it, I know you have your take on this too, it's not going to happen, even if so. Yeah. I don't think in those terms because just look up spinal stenosis. So no, I would not consider one more match because I could die. So there's that. Now, best opponent in matches is also tough. So it's hard to narrow down. I loved wrestling Kurt Angle, loved wrestling Undertaker, Jeff Hardy, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. And once you and I weren't trying to impress in first match out of the gate as singles,
that's a problem too. With us is that when we hit our single strides, we were nowhere near facing each other, you know what I mean? It was always we were on a different brand, or I had left at a certain time too. And
there was one night. There was one night in Toronto.
Yep.
The last time we ever worked each other, we didn't have enough time, as was always the case. But that was where I feel like we were both at our mental cylinders, at full mental cylinder firing range, or whatever. Yeah, all pistons flowing with some good oil.
Yeah, I remember the next day, because that was Raw, and I was on SmackDown at the time. And the next day at SmackDown, Vince came up to me, and he's like, I enjoyed the hell out of that match last night. And I said, yeah, I did too. I said, I think that kid's going to be pretty good. I think I got something out of him, huh? And he thought that was pretty funny.
So anyway, those are my favorite opponents. I can't say favorite match. I don't know. Those are all people I enjoyed working, but I had the luck of wrestling pretty much everybody who's amazing over the last 20 years. So what's your take, Bert?
Yeah, I think it's hard I always try to put them in two separate categories, tag and singles, right? So if you're looking at the tag team, I would definitely, the Hardys were the ones that we became synonymous with as far as putting each other on the map. And then the Dudleys came in and took it to a whole nother level. So in that respect, I would say it's kind of pretty much neck and neck with the Hardys and the Dudleys as far as the tag team go. And singles, I think that my matches, and I've talked about it before, my matches with Randy Orton, I've just never had the singles chemistry with anybody that I had with him in the ring. We just had this, even if we tried, we couldn't have a bad match, seemingly. We just had this complete 100% trust in each other, and we just understood what the other guy was doing, and because we worked a little bit different of a style, it meshed really well. He was slow and methodical, and I like to work a little bit faster pace. So it seemed that those two styles, me sometimes picking up him in times that he normally wouldn't go that fast, and then him slowing me down at times where I normally wouldn't be that slow, worked. If that makes any sense to anybody whatsoever.
A little bit like the Jake Roberts, Randy Savage dynamic from Saturday Night's Main Event. I don't know if you've ever seen that match or watched it recently, but those two had similar, like Savage could be explosive and hit some really cool stuff, and then Jake, boom, slow it down, hit that short arm clothesline. So, if anybody needs kind of a little example of what that might be.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to ask a question now, Edge. All right. Are there any storylines you were planned to be involved in and were excited about with any company you were employed with but did not end up panning out? And that was from @FlashVenom28.
Oh, man, that was in mine too. Damn it.
Beat you.
You did beat me. I mean, there's a few things, I think. Initially, at WrestleMania 23 was in Detroit in the Money in the Bank. I was told initially I was going over in that. with the end game being eventually cashing in on Taker on SmackDown. What ended up happening? But then a week before in Chicago, Vince pulled me aside and said, "We're going to go with Kennedy." And I said, "Okay, sure. Are we still going toward Taker and I? Because if that's the case, then I feel like we're dropping the ball on 2 undefeated streaks.
Yeah.
But you're the boss, so we'll make it work no matter what."
Yeah.
That was one. I remember at SummerSlam there was, and I think I've talked about it before, there was going to be Ozzy in my corner and Fozzy in Jericho's corner for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That one got blown off quick. That was a bit of a disappointment. But
yeah, I think that for me, when I was coming back to WWE when I'd been gone for 3 years in TNA, there was some talk about me being the guy that ran Jeff off the road, I believe, in his car, correct?
Yes.
But it wasn't 100%, but that was on the table. And I think that people assumed that I was coming back. And I think that people assumed that it was going to be me that was driving that car just because of the way the timing of it all worked out. And I don't think it was ever 100%. At any point, it was 100% yes, it's going to be him. I just remember that it was on the table. And I was told that it was on the table a few times, and then it was decided that it would go another way. And I was actually supposed to go to that Royal Rumble where you wrestled Jeff.
Yeah.
And last minute, as I was walking out of the house, I got a call saying that I was no longer needed. So
yeah, and it switched to Matt.
And I remember watching it at home, and I remember the crowd chanting, "We want Christian." And I was like, "Oh man, it would have been such an awesome moment." And I was kind of bummed when I heard that it would have worked,
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was another one where I think another one when I was coming back also, there was another pitch on the table. I think at the time CM Punk, I think, was the Intercontinental Champion, and there was one pitch out there for me to come back and feud with him for the Intercontinental Championship, which would have been great.
Yeah, you guys would have had good matches.
And that got changed as well, and I ended up coming back on ECW, which was fine because that worked out too. And like I said before, I didn't look at that as a demotion as a lot of people thought that I might. I looked at it as an opportunity to put a show on my back and prove that I could be the focus and the main guy on the show.
Carry that mafa. Oh, yeah. Hey, before I forget, here's one. And again, I don't know how legit this is, but I was told this, so I just assume it was, it was kind of one of those whispered things. Taboo Tuesday, to face Triple H in the main event, it was Benoit, Sean, and myself. Apparently, they did legit voting, and if I had won the legit voting, I was going over for the title that night.
Huh. That's interesting.
Sean ended up winning, beating me in legit voting by like 2% or 3% or something.
Oh, wow.
And because all through the day, they actually had Triple H versus question mark. And we didn't know for a while, so you couldn't really put a match together or anything like that, because then the other two, I think Benoit and I then teamed and, I turned on him or something. I don't know. But that was the story I had heard that day, is if I win the voting, I was going over for the title. Now, maybe that's not the case and someone will refute that, but that's just what I was told. So, yeah.
Well, there you have it. Those are the ones that are kind of on the top of my head. Yeah.
Good question. At Smith Eric, hypothetically, WWE brings each of you in to be the voice manager advocate for a current roster member team. Who would each of you choose? Here's how I would look at it. I would want to do something that would really help someone, and someone who that I feel deserves it, but isn't in that position right now that it could help. And, like a guy like Rollins doesn't need it, Reigns doesn't need it, and Sammy and Kevin don't need it, so who would need it? And I think it would be so much fun to get Hawkins and Ryder together and just, cut a promo in the ring with a lot of heartfelt but very real things said to try and start that team with a whole different mindset package, and basically just rebrand them
with a whole different edge. Ooh.
Oh, I see what you did there. And hey, because I love them both, even though Ryder's never going to be on the show, which was another question coming up. Is, he asked, can he be on the show again? Or
he had his chance.
No.
Yeah, he did ask.
Yeah, his
can I
chance
be
is
on?
gone.
Yeah.
Chelsea's going to be on, though.
Yep.
And so I think that would be a lot of fun because I think also as a team, they're great workers. So it would be fun to be able to do something like that. What about you, Bird?
Yeah. Man, I think I would like to play the harmonica with Elias.
Oh, you would walk with Elias, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would play the. I think I would be like one of those, like really crazy violinist though.
Oh yeah,
like
you would do Nakamura's entrance. And
well, no, I guess I couldn't do that. Right, it's taken with his entrance, right?
Maybe a fiddle. Maybe we could recreate the jug band.
Oh, maybe I could do the bass, like one of the giant bass guitars, like the old school bass.
Or you could play the bath bass.
I don't know. I never really thought about being like a manager or
me neither. But that question caused me.
You don't know, and yours is that's a perfect one for you. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I guess anybody, same thing. Anybody that kind of needed help with, kind of maybe direction in their matches, what they could do to get the most mileage out of what it was they were doing, or even help with creating a character and kind of verbalizing that, getting that out there to the crowd and promos and stuff like that. Anywhere I could help somebody like that it wouldn't really matter to me as long as I could help somebody move up.
Yeah. This is not me, it's you. Hi, how are you? That's all I got. Haha. Hope you guys and your families are okay. I included that because I thought it was a very nice sentiment. So thank you. This is not me, it's you.
Hey, you guys want a wacky email one?
Yeah.
Wacky email.
Oh yeah.
You piped in. Fuck, you woke up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here. Just waiting for my moment.
Yeah.
Hey, Edge, what's up? I live in Tampa, and doing so, have run into several wrestlers over the years. We even have a common friend, and years ago, you gave me a personalized copy of your book. Thanks. Anyways, a few years ago, I was at the mall and saw Christian there. I was embarrassed. Embarrassed for Christian. He had his kid in one of those kangaroo pouch things, standing with one hand on his hip, sunglasses resting on his forehead, short shorts, looking pretty smug or confused. Does Christian really look like a dork on a daily basis? Thanks.
Okay. So there's the fake laugh. So you got that.
Yeah.
I am going to refute this story though, and here's why. Jay never wears shorts.
I never wear shorts. Hate them.
Ever.
And
ever.
Here's the
I've never seen the man since the age of 17 years old ever wear a pair of shorts. So I can guarantee you it was not him. Although
shorts are to be worn at the beach. That's where I wear them. But here's the thing also. I never, and I mean never, have ever placed a pair of sunglasses on my forehead. I'll take them off and clip them, put them in my shirt neck, or I will just not wear them but I never put them on my head and I never put them on my forehead. It's a no-go for me. So it's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on it right there.
I got to call bullshit too, as much as I want to be able to bust his chops. And here's what can happen sometimes, folks. Ruse. I got a message from one Watuje a couple weeks ago, and he got mistaken for me in this place. And this lady would not believe that he was not me, as much as he said, "I'm not Edge. I am sincerely not Edge. I'm serious." She was like, "Just admit it." To the point where when he left, other people came to him and goes, "Why didn't you just admit you're Edge?" And he's like, "I'm not Edge." So he got hot about it. And it's happened to all of us. Yeah. So who knows? I know Jericho likes some short shorts every once in a while. Maybe.
I think his kids are out of the
they're out of the kangaroo pouch phase.
I think so.
We got one more via email if you want.
Okay.
Hey guys, this question is more for Adam, since Jay is just a Rod Stewart mark who doesn't even think of the Stones when Wild Horses is mentioned. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts of lesser-known Canadian bands like Chilliwack, Trooper, Harlequin, etc.? Thanks for the pod and keep on ripping.
Oh, I mean, if we're gonna go all the way back to Klaatu, who at one point people thought were the Beatles reunited. I mean, let's go there. Or Trooper. or as we said, Chilliwack, or Platinum Blonde, or Tom Cochrane and Red Rider. A lot of really good under the radar Canadian bands that if you do some research, they're out there, did some really cool stuff. I just blew your minds with the Klaatu reference, a band from Guelph. Yeah, I did it. So
Helix.
Good question.
Good, Helix.
Helix, yeah. R. O.
Give me an R.
C.
R.
K.
O. What
you got? Rock. And what you gonna do? Rock you! Yeah. Lee Aaron. Never mind. Metal Queen.
Metal.
Oh, hey. At Joel Wayne. Again, Joel Wayne.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
I think that's my friend from Australia. I think.
If I'm not mistaken, there's a picture of your goofy fucking head on there with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. at Joel Wayne. Edge, if you came out of retirement and wrestled for another company other than WWE, what would your ring name be if you weren't allowed to use the name Edge? Again,
Ass Slap McGee.
Ass Slap McGee would probably be at the top of the list. It's tough to answer that. Like, if I could. I try not to live in ifs. But, especially, seeing how much fun it looked like Chris was having. Obviously, New Japan would be a fun place outside of WWE to have a match. Another name, gosh. I don't know. You kind of want to go with something similar. I mean, Adam Copeland was all I ever really wanted to use if it wasn't Sexton Hardcastle. Maybe Sexton Hardcastle would make a brief appearance in New Japan Pro Wrestling, win the IWGP Championship, and then just retire, kind of like I did with the World Heavyweight Championship. Screw putting anybody over on the way out, brother. Or maybe I call myself The End. Ooh, there it is. It's The End. The End. I'm going to have one more match, and it's The End's final match. Ooh.
Oh, would you know that's your Paul Smackage, brother?
That would be good, too. Double O Frosty, favorite NHL team. Top 5 favorite players for you to watch. Not the best in your life. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, so my favorite. You answer first if you want. I keep jumping in. I'm sorry.
That's all right. My favorite childhood team is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Grew up huge Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
Of course, I'll answer that too. Me too.
Yeah, and they're still my favorite team. And with Tampa Bay Lightning, a very, very, very close second. I've been here since 2001, and when the Leafs have not been competitive except for the last couple of years, years and years of heartbreak for me being a Leaf fan. And watching the Lightning.
So you gave up on them?
No, I never did. And seeing the Lightning kind of grow into the team they've become the last few years has been exciting, and this has become a really big hockey town. Like, the atmosphere is unreal down here when you go to a game. And I know I'm probably going to catch some flack from some Toronto fans, but I went to 2 games last year at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, and the atmosphere is nothing like the atmosphere at the arena, at the Amalie Arena here in Tampa. Tampa has a beat, and I'm not afraid to say that. It's just a different atmosphere. It's a little bit crazier here, maybe a little more corporate in Toronto. But it's those are my 2 favorite teams, and I would think that my favorite players to watch, I guess kind of
not
mixing,
best, but favorite.
Yeah, I think mixing past and present. Well, my very first favorite player ever was a guy named Rocky Saganuk. And he was kind of a plugger. He was kind of a role player type guy. And but that was my first hockey jersey, was a Saganuk jersey. Obviously, I love Grant Fuhr. He was my favorite goalie growing up. I don't think you can not be from the era that I grew up in and not say Wayne Gretzky.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think I'll mix in a couple from right now. I love watching Austin Matthews in Toronto.
Uh-huh.
And God, it's hard to say 5. And I think I could interchange Nikita Kucherov and Steven Stamkos with the same pick, because I think Kucherov, just because of how good he is and the points that he puts up, and Stamkos not far behind in that aspect, but also I think the leadership that he brings and what they were missing last year, which is kind of why the team with their injuries kind of fell off last year, but they picked it back up, and I think since he's come back this year, the best team in the league. So it's I think those 2 are interchangeable for me.
Well, favorite team, Devils. Well known, well documented. Grew up a Leafs fan, obviously. Still love the Leafs, but the Devils, it all boils down to Chico Resch and the green and red jerseys. That being said, top 5 players, there's probably only going to be one Devil in there, and that's Scott Stevens. Because I just loved the way that he played defense. Yeah. But I got to put Bobby Orr in there because I do remember seeing the tail end of Bobby Orr's career. Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux. I think you can group those two together because Mario was magical to watch. But then if you watch some of those Gretzky videos where he's just floating all through the ice and he just saw it in a different way altogether. Also from that era, Denny Savard.
Yeah.
I mean, Denny Savard was ridiculous. The first guy I ever saw do that spinorama and just like, what just happened?
Yeah. Elusive.
You take it back further. I would have loved to have been around for Jean Beliveau.
Yeah.
And the fluid grace that guy moved on the ice and also just the class. I met the man and he was...
You also don't get nicknames now like you did before. Remember like Bunny LaRock?
The Flower, Guy Lafleur. He was amazing to watch.
Chico
that hair
Resch.
flying all over the red. Ron Duguay. If you want to talk about hair, let's go with some good hair flown around. Pick any of the Flyers from the Broad Street Bullies era. They all had handlebar mud. They looked like porn stars.
Yeah. Wolf Paymont.
1970s porn stars.
Yeah.
Wolf Paymont. I loved watching Bunny LaRock, but if I'm talking goalies, Mike Palmateer for me was and Billy Smith were ridiculous to watch. They were so much fun to watch. You never knew with Ron Hextall what he was going to do.
Yeah. It's a hard question to narrow it down to 5, right? I mean, it is.
So hard. So hard. And I also loved the way that Joe Sakic and Steve Yzerman played the game.
Yeah.
I honestly absolutely loved the way they played the game.
I could say this, and I've watched a lot of pro hockey games in my life. The best skater to this day that I've ever seen in person was Alexander McGillney. Amazing skater. And right now, I would say Connor McDavid and Victor Hedman would probably be the 2 best skaters in the league.
And
for me.
Think back to Pavel Bure.
Yeah.
That dude could move.
Yeah.
So a good question, though. Good question. Zach Ryder, can I please be on? We already answered that. No. At John Olin, when is Christian going to start selling some T-shirts of his own? This money in my wallet isn't going to spend itself. Yes, it will, just on Edge shirts. So that's all you got to do. What do you think, Bird?
Yeah,
what do you got?
I mean, I guess I could. I just need to not be so lazy.
Right?
But, I guess I'll put out a couple. All right. You talk me into it. I'll work on it. I'll get back to you. Just give me your money now as a down payment. And then
there you go.
I'll assure you that they're on the way.
You should do one of those old Columbia House deals. 12 shirts for 1 cent.
Yeah.
Except they're like $58,000 on the back end.
I'll put a pamphlet in the mail and you can tick off which ones you want and then send them. And then in a very short 6 to 7 months, you will get your shirt.
Along with a Toad the Wet Sprocket and Gin Blossom CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right. At G Injured, would you prefer WWE to get rid of most gimmick match pay-per-views like TLC so we can see those matches more than one night a year? My answer is no, because they shouldn't be more than one night a year. Those should be special. Yeah. I think you should only see at most one TLC match a year. I think you water them down. I think they lose their effectiveness and the dangerous aspect of what they are.
Right. And I think that this year they did that, right, with the TLC match where it was the last match was the only one on the card. So I don't hate them calling a card TLC and only having one TLC match on it. With the Money in the Bank thing, I get it. You got 2 different brands. You have to do 2 different Money in the Bank matches. So you bookend them, right? But now you have the women. So it's like every match is basically
Elimination Chamber. Now it's Royal Rumble. Now
So there's that. I don't know if the answer is you take, with a Money in the Bank match, you take 4 guys from each side, 4 women from each side, and the winner gets the Money in the Bank and they can cash that on either championship they wish. And there's that threat that it could happen on either show. I don't know if that's the answer. And then you take away some of those matches and they don't become just matches. There is that special feel to them because that's what you don't want to do is have a match that has an allure to it. And the luster comes off the more it's seen and the more that it's done and the more that's performed because it becomes harder to just top and top and top,
what I would do with Money in the Bank is have 3 from both shows qualify, and it's one of the only mixed brand matches.
Right.
So if a Raw person wins it, it goes to Raw, but they still have the option to cash it in on SmackDown.
Right.
So you leave that wild card of the second year. Is that what you just said?
That's what I fucking said.
There you go. So I was already running over my own answer in my head, not listening to you. So you've done it to me too, son of a bitch. Okay. Well, see, I had no idea what you were saying, and I came up with the same idea at the same time.
Here's
so we think
one
the same.
from Andrew at Andrew Windbig. Windbig? Windbig?
Is that really what you just said?
What? What'd I say?
I was totally not listening. Okay, go on.
Yeah. At Andrew Windbig. What was Goldberg like backstage? He's a fucking dick.
My only interactions with Bill were always away from the arena. They were at appearances. They were, in an airport. At WrestleMania, not really backstage. I have always gone along with Bill amazingly. I see his interaction with children and how well he treats his fans. Dude's a class act. Yeah, I've never had to do business with him. So
I have. So I've wrestled him. I think it's a pretty well-known cage match that I had, and also the run-in that he did where he basically speared my spine out of my body. And any dealing that I've had with Bill professionally or personally has been great. He's a good dude. I'd always heard that, things about him, and that's why I never trust anybody else's opinion until I can form my own about somebody. Mm-hmm. And when I met him, I got along with him from the get-go. And, to the point where at one point he was on a live event and he had a private plane and we were doing something together on the show. And to the point where it's like, man, this is a long drive. Do you want to fly with me? And he took me with him on his, because he didn't want me to drive all that way by myself. So, I mean, he's a giving guy. He's a nice guy. I think he gets misunderstood sometimes. And, but from my dealings with him, he's always been a great person and I've got nothing but good things to say about him.
I concur. At Tafkar, when you would bury someone in a promo, like I'm not going to Billy Gunn this line at Raw after King of the Ring 01, did you talk with him about it first? Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, with that, in that instance, yeah, Billy knew. I don't know if he necessarily would have been that fond of it, but Billy, he was down with it. Seemed completely, all for it. But yeah, he knew it was coming. I mean, I've had instances, there was a deal in Toronto there where Hunter and I just said we'd wing it out there, and we just started burying each other back and forth. But it was all stuff like we knew that we were gonna do that. Yeah. We just didn't have it all scripted out. We just, okay, back and forth zingers and that's that. The second half to that question, Bird, before you go there, is also what kind of discussion was there before you asked Michael Hayes, where's Terry Gordy? And I remember one of the writers, maybe it was Brian, pitched that to me and I wasn't comfortable with it. We talked to Michael about it and he signed off and I was like, man, all right. It was one of those deals where that's where my character was at, saying those things. I wasn't necessarily comfortable with it, but when Michael said he was okay with it, then it's like, all right, well, I guess we're going there. But Michael knew.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things too, where sometimes usually, if there's something that's personal or hits home, you definitely want to, I think, let the other person know. But sometimes there's some things that are not in that vein, you know what I mean? Where you can kind of get a surprise reaction out of somebody and see how they react to it, which is also sometimes fun to do. But you never try to be seriously malicious, right? You try to stay professional. And there's, sometimes, you have to be on your toes because sometimes somebody will ad-lib something on you. So you have to be ready to kind of, hit back, whether you're a babyface or a heel in that persona. So you have to be on your toes, especially when it's on live television.
Got to be ready.
Got to be ready at all times.
And I think we saw that with John and Roman this year.
Yep.
And brought out some of Roman's best work, promo work.
Yep.
And Mr. Well, you have more. I cut you off.
Go ahead. You ask this one. I'll ask the next one.
At Mr. Boxhead, what are your best or worst memories of working the Moncton area with Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling? Yeah.
Man, I don't really have any bad memories of it, I don't think. Maybe that I was basically poor. Might have been like the worst memory I had of it, but this was also made it what kind of made it fun. You know, that we were getting these life experiences, and we were out on the road, and we were sleeping in the Keddy's motel, 10 guys to a room, 8 guys to a room, getting up and eating a crappy breakfast at a crappy place, trying to find a gym, hitting the just wrestling 8 times a week, because we were wrestling twice on Sundays at that point in time. But it was getting experience, getting life experience, and looking back, that was invaluable stuff that would help you in the future. And that's the way that I look at it. So there wasn't anything bad from it, but I just looked at it as life experience that would help me grow as a person and a performer.
Yeah, I think I didn't get paid initially what I was told I was going to be paid.
Yeah.
So there was that aspect, but then Rip Rogers took care of me off the top because he was booking the promotion at that point, and he knew what I was promised, knew I wasn't getting it, and then made sure to, take care of me. So, and I got to wrestle Rip Rogers and Rick Martel and Bad News Brown. Those are all amazing memories. But also, like you, me, and Scott Demore living in a campus apartment on at the University of Moncton grounds and eating Subway for lunch every day, and that going
away for the weekend because we were living in Moncton, so we would go away for the weekend to like some shots in Nova Scotia, and we came back and realized that one of us had forgotten chicken breast that was thawing out in the sink in the kitchen, and it smelled like somebody had slaughtered a pig or something in the kitchen. It was just I remember that, and we had to leave the doors and the windows open that night when we got back.
And I think we rock, paper, scissored in that apartment who got the big, the single bedroom. I think I won the rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
And then, but I do remember us attacking Scott Demore a lot of mornings.
Yeah. Because he wasn't a good morning person. And also he had a box of T-shirts from his promotion in Windsor, Ontario that he would sell.
Border City Wrestling.
He took them for the first few weeks, and the next thing he'd take them every other show, and then it was he wasn't really taking them at all. He was just kind of leaving them in the thing. And instead of doing laundry, I would just sneak a shirt out of there. I ended up at the end of the door 20 Border City Wrestling shirts. And he went at the end. He picked them. He's like, "Where'd all my shirts go?" And I'd taken all of them.
And now Scott and Don Callis are part of the creative team behind TNA.
Yeah. Good luck.
Look at all we've all grown.
Yeah. And that's a good little segue, because at Outlaw 3310, Jesse James Smith wants to know, huge fan brother. First, Christian, what was your favorite part of your run in TNA, and what are your thoughts on holding the NWA World title? And Edge, what are your thoughts on Y2J giving you a kind of a rub in his Omega promo? So, first off, yeah, I mean, my favorite part of my TNA run was obviously winning the NWA World title. It was a championship, and it was the actual belt that I had seen guys like Harley Race and Ric Flair hold as a kid. And so I know that it didn't maybe not have the same esteem that it had back then, but it was still cool for me to have that particular title. And, it was getting a chance to wrestle with guys that you see now that I knew had a ton of potential and that were going to be big stars one day down the line. Guys like AJ, who I was aligned with and wrestled against. Guys like Samoa Joe, who I had some good matches there with. I got to wrestle Kurt there, which was a completely different platform than we'd wrestled on before. Wrestling guys like Frankie Kazarian, who is also very underrated and one of my very favorite opponents, and he's also a very good friend of mine. So the list goes on and on. People ask me about my TNA career, and I have nothing but good things to say about it. I had a good time when I was there, and they treated me very well. And hopefully they can turn it around with new regime, and they can, because it's good for the business, and it's good for guys to be able to make a living somewhere.
Good for
guys
everybody.
And girls.
There is also a photo floating around somewhere on one of my iPads of me holding the NWA 10 pounds of gold and you holding the world big gold belt championship somewhere.
Yeah.
That has never been seen by anyone.
If there's only Twitter at that time, brother. Oh,
right? Oh, it would have exploded. And I don't need fucking rub from anybody in a goddamn promo. I'm an 11-time world champion. Yeah, what do I get rubbed? What rub? No. Yeah, I mean, I that's always, I know Chris looks at it as like, when you talk, I think it was like me and Sean and CM Punk. So he's going down the list of like the quote unquote workers, kind of thing. And that's cool. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's, but I don't know if it's a rub.
Yeah.
But
he also said something
buddies.
where he was talking. I saw something where he was talking about how in a promo he said you get injured and he wins titles, but I'm pretty sure you have more titles than him. So I guess it didn't really matter with the injuries.
No, just imagine if I didn't get injured.
Oh, little potbelly pig.
This is a good one. At UG Crowns, if the Money in the Bank match existed before 2005, let's say 80s or 90s, who would win the briefcase? Owen Hart, Rick Martel, Razor? Man, I mean, there could be an argument that, Bret Hart at one point, Shawn Michaels at one point, British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith at one point, or if you're, the 1, 2, 3 Kid. That's a built-in gimmick for somebody like, for Shawn to have won.
Here's the thing, with those list of names that were given right there, to me, you always kind of, I think that knowing the performer that I was, and I loved Owen's heel persona, where he was just this annoying guy that knew how to get under people's skin. Can you imagine how annoying he would have been with that briefcase?
Yeah.
How entertaining and great he would have made that. So
look at what he did with the Slammy, throwaway Slammy award that wasn't supposed to mean anything, and he damn well carried that for a year and made it like the most important thing in Owen Hart's world. The character.
If you knew Owen Hart, the person, he was a minimalist, so that means he carried very little with him on the road because he just wanted. He would have used it. He would have used that as his carry-on bag, and that's the only thing he would have taken with him on the road.
And his gym bag.
Yeah, he used it for everything.
You know who would have been great with the Money in the Bank, and it would have been perfect for it? Rick Rude.
Oh yeah.
Ravishing Rick Rude era Rick Rude, when he was doing the deal with Warrior and clearly ready to be a world champion kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or even a Mr. Perfect but yeah.
So
even a Bam Bam Bigelow. Can you imagine that?
We should button this one. It seems like we've been answering these questions.
Oh, we're going too long. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying, but we don't know. Get out on a high, brother. Oh, we don't want to make this thing go too long. Like a match that should have ended 5-10 minutes.
I was having fun, but okay, yeah. All right, well, that was that. That's a little Q&A edition of E&C Pod of Awesomeness.
So you don't want to ask one more question? I was like, you want one more? We have one more good.
Oh, you want one more now? So you say we're going on too long, but yeah, you want to do one.
No, I said we got to save some of these answers for future episodes when you fuck up the guest and we need to fill it in with something. So we don't want to kill it all in one go, is what I'm saying. So all right, we should ask one more good one.
One more. I think this is a kind of silly one, but yet awesome. At Torv's Gaming, what's your favorite weird build film location? Mine was always Parts Unknown. That's too easy. It is too easy. I like Ted DiBiase making his winter residence in the Pacific Palisades, or from Death Valley, The Undertaker, or Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Cactus Jack. Yeah, or
place,
from the outer reaches of your mind.
Are you just going to take all of them?
Damien Demento.
Yeah. I also liked...
those are my favorite. There.
I also liked, and Glenn got very hot. I mean, Kane got very hot. I mean, Isaac Yankem got very hot at this, but he was from Decatur, Illinois.
Yeah.
So ridiculous. But where was... also, there was a masked wrestler named Who, and he was from who knows where, weighing who knows what.
And really, he should have been from Whoville.
That would have been amazing, right?
Right? And he could have had Cindy Lou Who, which would have been Natty.
Yeah.
Basically, because she would have been 3 years old at that point.
Yeah.
Come out to be Cindy Lou Who from Whoville.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, There you have it.
Where was Steve Lombardi MVP from?
Cooperstown, New York, maybe?
There you go. Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's where the Baseball Hall of Fame is. So.
Yeah. Those are my favorites. I think Out of Reaches Your Mind is probably my favorite. And Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Yeah. Although, like I said, Truth or Consequences is actually a real place, so I think he was just looking for a cool place.
Oh, he's looking for cool, like
Miracle Hot
No,
Springs,
he said,
California.
what's your favorite weird build from location?
Oh, weird build from. I thought it was like not real place. Okay, I misunderstood.
No, just weird build from. Like I
okay.
was built from Mount Shasta, California when I was Sex and Hardcastle. Or Miracle Hot Springs, California.
Yeah.
Or, as you chose, Century City, California, which is a fucking strip mall.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I also...
Hey. Hang on a minute. Where would Paul Smackage be from?
Oh, this is what we got to end on. Where is it, Jay Bird? Where's the master of the small package, of the O'Connor roll-up, of the Olympic roll, of the sunset out of the corner, the backslide? Where's he from?
Maybe just like New Jersey. Just something not funny at all.
From Saraville, New Jersey. There you go.
Man, true.
From Peoria, Illinois.
Why there?
It sounds like a venereal disease.
How do you know that he's even American? Maybe he's from like Lisbon, Portugal or something.
Wow. She blew my mind there. I never pictured Paul from Portugal. Huh. Good point, Jay.
Yeah. Let me see here. Man.
You're Googling places now
No, I'm not.
that have something to do with a roll-up.
Oh, that's a good idea, though.
Yeah. We'll have it for next time. Right now, he's from Peoria.
Maybe he's from Bell Buckle, Tennessee.
Whoa. I don't know why, but sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had it on Peoria, but we'll get back to us next week, Birdman. You put him on the spot, Mega Man. He had nothing. Usually he's good with stuff like that, but it just goes to show. What?
Maybe he's from Ding Dong, Texas.
Now you're just looking up silly places. Now you're just Googling. That's all you're doing. Everybody listening in their car, at home, in their space shuttle going to space, on top of their mountain. They all know
I found it. I found it. He's from Flippin', Georgia.
But he doesn't flip. He just does small packages.
It could be a sunset flip.
Fair enough. All right. From Flippin' Georgia it is, Paul Smackage. All right, folks, until next week when we will have our guest that I screwed up this week because I don't have fiber optic stuff running up my hill.
All right. Well, that being said, I think you should be from Greasy Corner, Arkansas.
Here we go. Greasy.